For most of human history, if you wanted to hear a story, you had to sit around the fire and hope that the storyteller didn't get eaten halfway through the good part. Stories were survival tools. Do not go near that valley. Follow those stars. If you see that giant hairy thing with tusks, run. Stories helped humans stay alive. Today, stories still shape how we live, but now they come from glowing rectangles in our pockets, thousands per day, competing for attention, lasting less than a scroll. And one story has become particularly very loud. It goes a little something like this. The world is falling apart. The future is doomed. You are too small to change anything, so why bother trying? Here's another episode of Love Island. As much as we try not to think about this story, it is eating away at the back of our minds. It is this story that is leading to people I know refusing to bring kids into this world, this story that is leading to significant mental health and illness challenges, particularly in our younger generations, where research points to how 2 in 3 young Australians' mental health is being impacted by fears about the future of our environment. It is this story that is leading to apathy, nihilism, and distress. I'm sure you've heard of this story. Maybe some of you have felt it. I spend a lot of time with young people in schools and communities, and I've experienced firsthand how this story does not just create paralysis, it's leading to all of these more challenges that we're seeing today. The truth is that we're told a lot of the times that we can't make a difference, that we're too young, we're not in a position of power. Some of you in this room not even old enough to vote. But this decade is really, really important. Scientists are calling this decade the crucial decade to avoid our planet spiraling towards crossing planetary boundaries, tipping points of limits of what our planet is capable of, such as global heating, ocean acidification, or biodiversity loss. But the true story is anything further than this fiction. The true story is that you and everyone in this room are the main character. Not as someone that can change the whole world, but as someone that can change your own world, your own story. And that is the most powerful story you need to know. I haven't always had a hopeful outlook on the future. In fact, it was quite a random sequence of events that led me to go from this place of apathy, this place of paralysis that a lot of us face, what's the point of trying, to a place of what's there to lose by trying. I was very lucky. I had this switch early on. I was 15 in a year 10 science lesson, learning about all the challenges our planet is facing. And I just thought I'd give it a crack to try to get solar panels installed at my high school. So I fundraised $50,000. The state government matched it with $50,000, and I became the first student in the country to get solar panels and helped 20 other schools follow suit. 10 years on, I've kept giving things a crack. Whether traveling the world, filming environmental documentaries, or speaking at international conferences, getting elected to local council, or helping to drive policy to fix our ocean. The biggest thing I've learned through all of this is how to have agency. The belief in your ability to positively influence yourself and the world around you. I like to think about having agency as the ability to build a raft, to sail towards and create a better future. Fundamentally, I believe there are 3 key items needed to do this. Some are backed by science, some are by meeting these incredible people throughout my journey, and some just by my own approach. So the first is the mindset, to know how to build the raft and the why. The second is the rope, to tie it all together. And the third, a map, to know where to go. So the first and most important is the mindset. The belief that you can build the raft, but importantly, the why. Because so many of us are driven to take action through a place of anger, through a place of fear. But whilst this might get you started, it is very rare that you'll be able to finish building the raft and to be able to definitely get to that end destination of where you want to go. A really important starting point for that why is to tap into gratitude. Tap into the love that you have for your community, for your family, for the people around you. And this is what we're doing with Blue Minds, where we've helped educate tens of thousands of students across the country to tap into that why and that love as their starting point. The second, now you know how to build the raft, is a rope to tie it all together. And there's two ways that I think we can do this. The first, just like a beautiful dessert, is this ikigai, which is this beautiful sweet spot that finds what you enjoy, what you're good at, what the world needs right now, and potentially what you can get paid for. And this is what I've been doing with all of my work to make sure that I can have fun while doing it as well. The second is to just focus on these incremental actions that we can take. If you think about it, a nice lake, and you throw a rock onto the lake, and you think about the ripples it creates, and you watch it, the ripples don't stop. They keep going in every direction. So focusing on these small actions that we can take will create ripples that will go on for a very, very long time. I love this graph as well. This is if you get 1% better each day, it shows how your actions, those small steps, compound over time. So just getting 1% better each day, by this time next year, you'll be 38 times better than where you were today. So now you've built the raft, now what? Well, the question shouldn't be, where should you go? The question should be, where do you want to go? As Seneca, the ancient Roman philosopher, wrote in 62 AD, if a man, or anyone, does not know what port they are steering, then no wind favours him. So it's really important to set your compass to the right direction. The most effective direction that I've seen is to focus on your circle of influence, to think about what are those different groups you're a part of. And if you imagine you're standing here, you draw a big circle around you and you think about all the different groups you're a part of, whether your workplace, your school, your sporting club, your friends and family, all these different groups that form your circle of influence, that is the best way to drive change. Because a lot of the time when we think about driving change, we think we have to do it alone. But your circle of influence overlaps with other people. And that's the exciting thing, is that we can drive this change together. Because the narrative that we're told, particularly through media, is that we have to go about this on our own. The most popular television series ever in the United States, and quite popular here in Australia, Survivor, shows that tearing people down, that lying, that backstabbing, that doing whatever you can to climb your way to the top is the way to succeed. But imagine if you added an S, and instead of this show of just focusing on your individual actions, it was Survivors, a show about how working with your community to drive the collective good is the way to win. So now you're on your raft, sailing the high seas, heading towards and creating a better future. And if you want others to build their own raft and to join you on your journey, one piece of advice is to do it with a smile, do it with love, as you attract more bees with honey. Martin Luther King didn't inspire a widespread movement by preaching, "I have a nightmare." And together, we can sail towards this collective future that looks completely different to the current trajectory. Your ability, your agency, your actions, your ability to build this raft will create ripples that will inspire new stories and create new leaders that will pick up the raft long after you've hit your destination. So ask yourself, what is the future that you want to live in? A future that you'll be proud to pass on to future generations, to tell your grandkids, your children that you had a part to play in it? Is it ending homelessness? Is it a future where there isn't plastic in our ocean? What is the story of our planet that you want to rewrite? A story that humans and generations of humans will experience long after you're gone. It all starts with the first word.